Welcome back to the Scott Free Podcast. I'm your host with the least, Atlas Scott, and this is my host, Olivia Scott, with the most. Yes. And we are here today to do another special episode. We're still on the road to go to Rosemary Beach, Florida.
We've got about 2.5 hours left of our drive.
To be just enough to talk about this wonderful topic of Breaking Bad and the universe Breaking Bad.
Yeah, the Breaking Bad franchise, which includes
Breaking Bad.
Camino, Breaking Bad, and Better Call Saul,
Yeah.
out of order.
The exact opposite order of chronological.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're going to talk about it.
Yes.
She just finished it for the first time. I finished with her for Better Call Saul.
Yeah, we watched Better Call Saul together, finished it 2 days ago.
Yes.
So that was me completing the entire series for the first time.
Yes.
For context, I've heard a lot about the Breaking Bad franchise for a very long time. A lot of my people who I trust opinions of when it comes to television have told me to watch it, and I've always been like, meh, because all of my friends, because all the people, the people who have tried to recommend it to me were all guys.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, this is like a druggy TV show. Like, it just, like, I don't know if that's really my thing.
It's for the boys. I'm not a boy.
Yeah. It was just kind of giving dad TV show, you know? And I just wasn't really sure if I'd be able to get into it.
And didn't you ask me about it? You were like, should I watch this?
Yeah.
And I was like, it might not be your thing.
Yes.
But I was like, it's a great show. It's a great show, but I was like, it might not be your thing.
It is one of your favorite TV shows.
It is. It is my favorite TV show of all time. Breaking Bad, that is. Better Call Saul is, at least in the top 5 now, top 3 for me.
Yeah.
It depends on the mood. But during this ethereal time of you trying to figure out whether or not to watch Breaking Bad, much less Better Call Saul, we watched Pluribus.
Yes.
Also from Vince Gilligan, our Lord and Savior. Just kidding. I don't.
Well, it was mostly because you were like, hey, I'm going to start watching this show. If you want to watch it with me, cool. If not, I'm still going to watch it. But let me know if you want to watch it with me so that I can not watch it without you.
Because I talked about it, and I was like already onto the second episode. And I was like, oh, I'm watching this. And you were like, I don't know who Jenna started we should watch this together. But eventually you were like, I want to watch that. I'm like, all right, let me rewatch it. Because it was something that I wanted to rewatch anyways. So I was like, so let's do that. So we watched the whole thing. And
well, you started, I think you did the first episode by yourself.
Yeah.
And then the second episode came out and you said you were wanting to watch it. And I was like, I want to watch it with you. And you were like, well, let's watch the first episode.
It's like, you got to watch the first before you get to the second because it's not going to make any sense. I'm already confused.
Yeah, but we finished the first season of that as it rolled out. We watched an episode weekly in December. And it was a very interesting TV show. I didn't really know the mind of Vince Gilligan very well then, so I'd like to rewatch it now after seeing his work he's famously known for.
It's one of those things of like, it was helpful for me to have the catalog of Vince Gilligan in my head, his original stuff, his stuff that he spearheaded, so that going into Pluribus, like he likes to write slow and he likes to really draw it out, which I think is one of the perks. Not everybody likes that. I didn't like that at first. I do now, because I see the vision. And so for Pluribus, I'm just really excited for season 2. I know it's going to take a while, but she didn't have that. She was like, it's pretty good, pretty solid. But I was like, hey, you got to watch Breaking Bad though. Give it a shot. I know you gave it a shot once. Give it another shot.
Usually what I do is I have one TV show going at a time. Don't really like to juggle them, and I was trying to finish up Gilmore Girls when you had originally suggested it to me. And I finished Gilmore Girls. I gave the first episode about 20 minutes of Breaking Bad, and then I got bored, and then I wasn't sure if I was going to finish it.
Yeah. Which was me as well.
But yes, on a whim, I decided I was going to, and it actually ended up hooking me by the end of the episode. And I went through all of Breaking Bad in probably the span of 1 or 2 months, letting it just play in the background while I was at work. This was pre my audiobook.
The audiobook phase.
Yeah.
Which still going strong.
Mm-hmm. And we probably have it documented on here when I was watching Breaking Bad as well in previous episodes.
Skylar.
Yeah. But I was very, very happy with Breaking Bad. We watched El Camino together right after that. You also watched some of the Breaking Bad episodes with me as I was watching it. We didn't watch it all together, though.
Correct.
It was mostly like I'd watch it in my free time, and then when we were together, I'd put on whichever one I was on.
Yeah.
If we wanted to watch a couple episodes, we could, but you'd just kind of tune in and out.
Yeah.
But we watched El Camino together, and then we decided for Better Call Saul we were going to watch every episode together. So Atlas was going to rewatch it completely.
Yeah.
And so that took us a little bit longer than Breaking Bad did. But we just finished that. And so that's kind of where we're at right now. That was my first time watching it. We have lots of thoughts, lots of feelings. So we thought we'd do a whole episode about it.
Yeah.
But for context, you first saw Breaking Bad in high school.
Yeah. In the high school, my friend Owen Dunstan, shout out Owen Dunstan, I was hesitant to watch it. I gave the first episode a try with him, and I was like, I don't know if it's for me. A couple months later, he was kind of like egging me on. He was like, dude, you got to watch it, I'm telling you. And then Luke Simpton, my other friend, shout out Luke Simpton, in high school, like we got to a point where Luke hadn't seen it, I hadn't seen it, and I was like, all right, let's all three like watch it, like at least season 1. And I was like, all right. And so after season 1, I was like, let's watch all the seasons. It can't hurt. And so we watched episodes intermittently, sometimes with each other, mostly apart. Then we watched the finale together. I was hooked at that point. I was like, this is dope. This is awesome. This is a great show. It's one of the greatest shows of all time. I hate to be the broken record that everybody else is, but it's true. And then El Camino came out, and also Better Call Saul was coming out too. I saw El Camino first. I did not see Better Call Saul, to my knowledge, yet, until like season 4 was coming out on Netflix, and I was like, you know what, I'll give it a shot. And although I had heavy doubt, Vince Gilligan did not disappoint. He did a great job, in my opinion, and got to see it as the 4th, 5th, and 6th season got added to Netflix and came out before then, and got to see the whole thing, and I was like, this is amazing, man, this guy knows what he's doing. And so when I heard about Pluribus, his new show, I was like, oh, I'm so happy. This is great. My good friend and cousin, Brooks Miller, shout out Brooks, he also loves Breaking Bad a ton, and when we both heard about Pluribus, we're both media fans, we were like, this is going to be sick. And so very happy, very, very intrigued with Pluribus season 1, but we're going to talk about Breaking Bad trilogy of media that it is. And we have some questions from our old friend
ChatGPT to help give us some structure here.
Get some structure of how about her thoughts specifically, and some of mine.
Yeah. So first bit, initial impressions. When you first watched it, I mean, I guess you said it. You thought it was one of the best TV shows of all time.
First thought slow, and now, of course, coming out of the other side, I'm like, I kind of get it.
My initial impression of everything, now that I'm done watching it, is that my original top spot for my favorite TV show was Stranger Things. But after the way Stranger Things concluded, I would definitely put both of these above that. Both Better Call Saul and
just the
Breaking
endings
Bad.
alone, for sure.
Yeah.
Not the same.
I was going to say, if Stranger Things ended at season 4, I maybe would be saying something different.
Yeah.
But I really do think that the way that you end a story is the most important part, and I think that they biffed it pretty bad.
Yeah. The beginning's the second most important. The last part, finality, is the most important for sure. Can you wrap it all up? Because it's easy to like start a story, like truly, it really is, and it's also not too terribly hard for the middle. The middle's kind of tough, but it's not too terribly hard. But the final part, the end, is that takes mastery. That takes work.
I think about is the Vampire Diaries. You've never seen that. It's a really great franchise. I believe it's 8 seasons long, and each season has like 20-something episodes.
Yeah.
And I will say the first 5 seasons are solid.
Yeah.
And then when you get into 6, 7, 8, it all kind of drops off. And 8 is like the worst season of all time. However, the final episode is one of the best episodes of the entire franchise. The series finale is one of the best episodes, and you kind of need the context of what happened in the sucky seasons for it to make sense, which is so frustrating. But it's still like, because the ending was so good, it still left a pretty decent taste in my mouth. Even though they literally messed up.
It's like full on rectification.
Multiple seasons. They rectified it. So,
which is kind of wild.
Yeah.
That's a hard thing to do.
It is. It's a very hard thing to do.
It's like the opposite of Stranger Things to a certain extent. It's like, that's it.
They just needed to have a really strong finale. And
like real talk, they could have pulled it all through. The 7 of the 8 episodes of season 5 were terrible, but this last episode was immaculate. Like, literally all forgiven, all sins. It's not even a thing anymore. Like, you brought 8 back, that's fine. Like,
it's okay.
It's okay. You killed her off, it's okay. Kill her quickly, get her out of here. But no, it's a thing. But yeah, pretty sick.
So, first part, we're going to start with talking about Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
Specifically, I'll ask you this first. What do you believe sets this show apart from other shows?
Oh, it's...
As a media guy yourself.
It's very hard. This is something I have a ton of empathy for. In any budget range for anybody, it's really hard to make a good show. It's really hard to make a movie. I think in movies, as usual. That's my background. Short films, feature films, everything in between. I think TV shows are really cool because you can really get into the nitty-gritty of character. You can see the growth, and I think that's where TV shows shine. I think movies are for spectacle and like an awesome event, potentially a mission to accomplish. And I think shows are way more about character development and how they evolve, how humans evolve. And I think the study and the slow unfolding of Walter White and really all the characters in Breaking Bad is something to be studied, solely for the fact that it was so gradual that it made sense. It respects the audience a ton as a show. There's nothing really spoon-fed to you. It's not hard to follow, but there are moments where you got to really be locked in to be like, "Whoa, but this is happening. What's going on? Why is this happening? What's happening?" Like it'll turn on you in like a dime. It does not cherry pick anything. It does not let you get down lightly. And the finale is the best finale I think I've ever seen of a show. I can't really think of. I mean, Better Call Saul is also great, but I really do like the finale of Breaking Bad a lot. And there's just such culmination of meaning and writing. The writing's the best I've seen ever when it comes to TV shows specifically. The acting is amazing. Editing's slow, but I believe that's by intention, because there are many times where they do cut very fast for like montages. And so it's like, clearly they could cut faster, but they don't. And so I appreciate that. Cinematography is really cool, really solid. It's not trying to beg you to watch. It's not fantastical, even though there are fantastical elements of like, drug kingpins and like all this money and all this not fame, but everything else. And there's just such like an honest, very real human, study that happens of course, the Breaking Bad concept of a high school chemistry teacher becoming a drug kingpin. How do you do that? How do you get him to there? And
how in the world?
It's just such a cool thing, and it's one of those things that doesn't feel like it follows a formula. That's one thing that I found, like, say for instance, like a show like The Flash, which I do like a lot of the seasons of. There is definitely a formulaic nature to that show, in the same way with like a show like House MD, or really any sitcom. There's usually some kind of like Family Guy, like there is a rhyme and reason for like what every episode is, usually all the time. Nothing wrong with that, but if you're looking for a serialized show, which is what this is, like back to front, you can probably get in a rut of like, well, like character B is just at it again doing his thing, and character A is trying to save the day, and it's like, it's not, at least for me, that's not what I feel whenever I watch Breaking Bad. It's like the writers put the characters through impossible situations and they somehow write them through it that makes sense and it feels justified and earned. for whatever they go through and however they get out of it. And that's, in my opinion, really hard to do, to not have like a Deus Ex Machina thing, which is, in writing terms, just giving the character the solution without any reasoning or without any earning. And there's a lot of hurt. And the great thing about these writers that wrote, specifically Vince Gilligan, for Breaking Bad, there is such a beautiful orchestration of how these characters earn and also how these characters lose to earn what they quote unquote want, and the degradation and the cost to earning all of this, which is like so sick.
Yeah.
Most shows, I don't believe, do a lot of good writing when it comes to making the characters earn what they get. And especially movies, I think Marvel's a pretty big outlier on that, where it's like they just do not. They got powers, they can do whatever they want, they won't die. Plot armor beyond belief. And you don't really feel plot armor a lot during the show, in my opinion. Now, obviously, the main character, he doesn't die for a bit. Spoiler alert, he does die last episode, but that's also known in the first episode that he's going to die eventually. And that's the whole concept. And they don't let that go. And there's just it's so cool. I love it.
I was going to say, like, to add on to that, the characters specifically are they were so well thought out for every character, including the smaller ones.
Oh, yeah.
All of the details about them. And I feel like, because it's been said in interviews, and we've talked about this too, that Vince Gilligan originally, when he was writing Breaking Bad, yes, he had a general idea of where he wanted to take it, but he by no means had an outline from season 1 through 5. What it would end up looking like. And like, even originally, after he released the first few episodes, he was planning on killing Jesse off in the first season. Like, there were tons of things that he was just able to adapt to the audience, but also get every single element that he did place and grab all of the loose ends and bunch them up and make it make sense. And I think that is incredibly difficult to do.
And man, does it feel planned, although if you see interviews, like you said, it's not fully planned.
Yeah.
There's, like you said, general idea, but man, there are so many times where like Mike Ehrmantraut's character did not exist, and it only existed because the actor for Saul Goodman, Bob Odenkirk, could not do the show because it conflicted with the scheduling for him being on How I Met Your Mother. And so that character was created to fix up a mess for, I believe, Jesse.
Yeah.
Which is one of my favorite characters of all time.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny.
I love Mike.
That they can just weave that in so effortless. Like, it looks so effortless. Obviously, it's not effortless, but there's such an intentionality that seems like all of this was going to happen when you look at it from a 1,000-foot view.
Yeah, and there's it's really, the writing is some of the most impressive writing I've ever seen in a TV series, and he can even attest to that as well.
It's not even comparable. It's A-tier writing.
Yes.
It's annoyingly really good.
I will say there are some episodes that are kind of
100%.
throughout.
Yeah.
There is some cinematography or scenes where I'm like, that was so unnecessary. Why'd you do that?
Yeah.
Like where they have like the camera on the shovel as he's going to. It's like, what is the point of this?
Or they do like a plexiglass
thing. You're not getting anything from this.
Yeah. They definitely go out of the way.
Just trying,
for sure.
They were trying to be interesting and cool and do something.
They're just trying to be zany, you know?
Yeah.
Trying to get with the kids.
But it didn't take away from anything. And
It's
overall, I think they did a really, really great job, and I understand the hype behind it 1,000%.
Right. You're just kind of sitting there like, I'll clock it.
You want to talk about characters?
Oh my gosh, talk about characters.
Walter White.
Walter White is a character indeed. He was in Breaking Bad.
That is the segment we're on.
No, it's Walter White, beautifully portrayed by Bryan Cranston.
He was 1,000% the only person who could have done this character.
Gosh. There are very few that I think of, and I like to think that I have a pretty good list of A to B to C tier celebrities, actors that could do it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it's such a few. It's like on one hand.
Yeah.
That could potentially, but and I would want them to. I think Bryan did a great job embodying the character. He comes from when he did Breaking Bad, when he started it, he came from Malcolm in the Middle, which such a left turn as an actor.
So random.
He was such a randomly just like, yeah, let's see what he can do. And he specifically was casted by Vince Gilligan because of what he did. I want to say, it might not have been X-Files. That might have been Mike Ehrmantraut. But he saw some drama that Bryan Cranston did, and he was like, I think he can actually do this.
I think it was it an X-Files?
Well, I was thinking, I know Mike Ehrmantraut's character was also in X-Files. So I don't know if Bryan Cranston was on there as well, but couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly, but I do know
something.
Yes.
But it's a one-off something, and that
it was very one-off, and he was like, yeah, I saw that, and Brian was like, you saw that? What?
Yeah.
And he did a great job, clearly.
When do you believe that he became irredeemable in Breaking Bad?
I think, there's always that. As a Christian, I think anybody can be redeemed, but I understand that question, though.
Yeah.
There is a point. There is, without a doubt, a point.
Well, the point where it's like, oh, you've gone too far, buddy.
Well, it's like, dude, you can't come back from this. I think the most major one is when he kills Gus. But I think the semi-minor but definitely most major emotional one is when he lets Jane die.
That's what I was gonna say. That's my pivot point.
I think emotionally that's his pivot, and then like action wise, when he kills Gus, it's like, oh, it's
because that's
over.
Kind of when
it's not coming back.
He intentionally goes behind Jesse for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
With his own prerogative.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about Vince Gilligan is the way that he wrote that and the way that the storyline panned out, you kind of understand why he did it.
Oh, 100%.
And it's so weird because, like, Walter White is definitely, obviously he's the protagonist in this story, but he's kind of a villain. He's an anti-hero in every sense.
Oh my gosh.
But it's so crazy how you want to pull for him and you want to, like, you want him to make it out, but at the same time, like, you're like, I'm just waiting for you to crash and burn because you deserve it.
Yeah.
But it's like,
just for the sake of everybody around you, you clearly do not know how to serve anybody else except yourself.
I think about the when he got pulled over for his broken windshield, and it really just kind of revealed just how crappy of a person he is.
1,000%.
And that was a big reminder of me. I was like, I've been like putting this guy on a pedestal, and he's such a
tool,
terrible guy.
He's not a good guy.
Yeah.
And it's funny whenever people talk about, a lot of people hate on Skyler as a character, and I think in fair in a lot of ways, specifically her cheating, and obviously her not exactly treating him amazingly. However, she is without a doubt still a victim.
Yeah.
I definitely think she leans into it, obviously.
Legally.
Legally, without a doubt, still holistically, verifiably a victim, and kind of just making the best out of a very, very bad situation.
Yeah.
And I think most people just don't like her tone.
Yes.
Which is usually what people get to.
I think it's kind of genius because it's just proving that the writing is so good.
Oh my gosh.
That you are pulling for Walter so much that his wife, who literally is innocent at the beginning, even as she's innocent, clean hands, you're like, oh, she's annoying.
It's like, why is she yelling right now? Why'd she give the money all of it to Ted?
She's so nosy.
Yeah, it's like so many things. And
she's his wife.
Like, and first of all, it's like, she should be nosy. He's a drug guy.
Yeah.
He's a drug kingpin. What are you talking about? He's a meth cook.
I'm like, quit looking into it, Skylar. Leave him be.
Like, Skylar, you are ruining his plot right now. You are getting in and I'm just sitting there like, wait, I'm rooting for a meth kingpin cook right now. What is happening to me right now?
Yeah. The crazy thing too is with the writing too, it really does feel believable that he is doing it for his family at first.
Yeah.
And I really think that when that switch flipped was when when Jesse wouldn't go in to talk to that guy and he went in to do it himself.
Yeah.
What was that?
When he blew things up?
Yeah.
Talking about that?
Yeah.
Who was that?
Yeah.
That was Tuco.
I thought it was Tuco.
Yeah. The guy that is crazy.
We went to go meet with Tuco.
Yeah.
And
oh, man.
blew up the place. And that was when
the glory
Heisenberg was
days.
born.
Yeah, that was, you could definitely say that debatably was the tipping point as well.
I believe that's when it became more about him, less about his family.
1,000%.
Because it's an ego thing.
Well, he started to like who he was becoming, because he was like,
Yeah.
oh, I respect this version of me now.
Yeah.
Which is impressive, to say the least.
Yeah. Let's talk about Mr. Pinkman, Captain Cook.
Mr. Cook. What's going on?
Jesse is one of my favorite characters
Yes.
of all time.
Portrayed by the glorious Aaron Paul.
I genuinely don't think anyone else could have done Jesse Pinkman.
I don't think if anybody else did it,
think
it
of
wouldn't have been as likable.
I was going to
honestly.
say I can't think of another celebrity that would have done him the way that he needed to be.
Mm-hmm. He does a great job skirting that line
He's
of
so
like
specific.
of being like a pothead meth addict while also being very likable and very functional, believably. And I think that's really sick. The father-son dynamic that becomes them of Jesse and Walter is really impressive. It makes you feel really sad for the eventual Stockholm syndrome that starts to happen.
Yeah.
For Jesse to Walter, because Jesse sees him, like looks up to him. Clearly, he's appreciative of his cooking skills for meth, and he's like, man, this guy's really good. Like we can do something great together. I can learn a lot from him. And so he's looking for him in a mentor in a pretty twisted way, but like his. And then like by the end of it, you realize, oh, if you just never met him, he would have been fine.
Yeah.
Or at least, at the very least,
He would have been
not
okay.
gone through nearly as much pain as he did. And brother gets beat.
Yeah.
Like it is not a great ending for Breaking Bad, Jesse.
It's really sad.
It's a very sad ending.
And all that he gets wound up into in the last year of Breaking Bad is just terrible as well.
It's not good. It's not a good look.
Yeah, it's really hard to watch. I think it's kind of crazy because he is just one of those punk, good-for-nothing kids.
Yeah.
I think all of us know kids like that in our lives.
Oh my gosh, I know a few of them.
You went to high school with them, or you're related to them.
Sure.
You know, and I think it's very impressive that they were able to make him such a likable character.
Yeah. You weren't sitting there like judging him. You're like, I kind of get what you're doing.
And just kind of his obliviousness.
Yeah.
But also showing the fact that he had a heart.
Oh yeah, the heart
Like, he
is the
cared
redeemable
for
part
people.
of Jesse.
And like he genuinely did care, and you could tell that the only reason that he got involved is because he just wanted to be great in some sort of way.
Yeah.
And this was one of the only ways. I mean, he thought he messed up his life so bad that there was surely nothing that he could do to come back. And seeing the financial gain, initially, and then getting the praise from Walter in addition.
Him buying the house. Oh my gosh. Him buying his parents' house. Or aunt's house, I believe. That will be one of my favorite scenes of all time. It was the biggest FU.
It was his parents' house.
Yeah, I think you're right too. They at the very least owned it. And I just remember sitting there being like, so like, as Saul Goodman comes in, says that this was like a meth lab to a certain extent, and drives the price way down. And then, of course, Jesse buys it. And then Jesse goes to see his parents, and his parents are like, well, if the buyers are going to come here any minute. You can't be here. He's like, no, don't worry. I bought the place. And then closes the door. And I was like, dude. And if that's where his story ended, it would have been great. But that is not where that ends, unfortunately. He had a lot more seasons to go. But it was really cool.
I believe that he deserved a lot better than what he ended up with. But I am very, very glad that he got away in some sort of sense.
Yeah, at the very least could escape.
Yeah, and we'll talk about it more.
El Camino gets into that, which honestly, it's one of those things of like, these spin-offs I was always very scared of, because I was like, Breaking Bad's so good. How in the
Yeah.
world could you top it? And it wasn't trying to top, it was just trying to expand on things.
Just trying to answer some more questions.
Yeah. And not in
Yeah.
like a bad, just like, we're just trying to make money, which, to be fair, it might have been a money thing. But
Yeah.
they did a really good job, to the point where I didn't really care.
I thought
they were
so
just trying to
too.
make money.
Yeah. I also want to touch on Hank a
Oh my
little bit
gosh.
too, character-wise.
Hank is an interesting character.
I will say, Hank was never one that I was super fond of.
Yeah.
I think now that I'm seeing a lot of because now my TikTok is all Breaking Bad and everything.
Yeah.
I think I see a big part of the fan base that just loves Hank and has always loved Hank. I always he kind of seemed as your dick of an uncle.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
And it's like,
There's no question.
yeah, he
He's not
did
bad.
not have a filter.
Yeah. That just
It's
bluntness.
hard to take him seriously.
Yeah.
Because while he's doing a very serious job,
Yeah.
he's kind of stepping over the boundaries of what he should or shouldn't do, taking pictures with dead bodies.
Yeah. He's just
Bringing his brother-in-law along on a
Well, he's like
meth lab.
He's kind of
bust.
treating it like a fraternity to a certain extent.
Yes.
Clearly a fraternity guy. Clearly just kind of is as the DEA agent, which is kind of crazy.
But overall, really is just kind of trying to do good for
His
the world
family
around
and the
him.
world.
Yeah. He's just trying to put the bad guys in jail. That's all he's trying to do.
It's one of those blunt guys that it's like, yeah, sure, rough around the edges, but clearly a great heart and has.
He's also a very wise guy.
Yeah,
as
super redeemable. It's just his outer edge is just a little rough.
It hurts my heart for him.
His ending, bro.
Well, yes, his ending, but I'm thinking about specifically the betrayal that he felt
Oh my gosh.
from Walter.
Which
I thought those scenes were some of the most amazing of the entire series.
it's
him
some of the best.
realizing and
Some of
putting
the
all the
highest rated-
puzzle pieces
Yeah,
together.
I agree.
Um,
Oh, that's tough.
I think that he obviously deserved better.
Oh my gosh.
But
Not even question.
truly, I think that is one of the most iconic deaths in Breaking Bad.
It's my favorite death scene of all time, I think.
Yeah. Up
'Cause
there, I would say with Gus.
Yeah, Gus is also
Um,
great. All these deaths.
And then obviously Walter White.
Mr.
I think
White.
those are my top three.
Mr. White.
But I think I'd put Gus at number one, and then
Gus is
Hank,
great.
and then Walter.
Gus is definitely a shocker.
Yeah.
I'll say, hey, yeah, we're in Florida. What's up?
Yeah.
Florida welcomes you. Dude, I welcome you. Oh. I was very happy with that. No, I'd say Hank specifically is just such a goat. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. He's just clearly a man of heavy integrity. And I would say some people do dog on him of being like, why didn't you figure it out sooner? I'm like, dude, how insane is it for the high school chemistry teacher that is your brother-in-law
Yeah.
to become the Heisenberg?
Yeah.
The meth kingpin of
Well, and it's
Albuquerque.
also you've kept him so close to you. You
Yeah.
would think surely not him.
You're like,
You know,
well,
you
you're not
wouldn't even think to think
you
him.
don't even know where to start with that at that point.
Yeah.
And everybody's just like, some people are like, how could you not know? And I'm just like, dude, how in the world would he know?
I will say him going out into the middle of the desert at the end with just him and Gomez was so stupid.
That was foolish, for sure.
So stupid.
Yeah.
And I hate that he died the way he did, but I also think that it made the ending so much more impactful as well. And I love it when shows, that's something I appreciate about this writing specifically, is that there's not really a happy ending.
No, yeah. It's like
Not
like I
really.
said, the things that they got through a ton of sacrifice.
Yeah.
Every character.
But it is all deserved.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Villains. Let's talk about the villains of Breaking Bad specifically.
Sure.
I have a list here. We've got Tuco, we've got Gus, Todd, Jack, the cousins, and Lydia.
Yeah.
Which ones do you think had the biggest impact? Obviously, I think Gus is one of the best written villains of all time.
So you have Gus and who else, sorry?
Tuco, Todd, Jack, the cousins, and Lydia.
As far as who has like the most negative or most impact
Just
out of all of it.
Favorite.
I mean, Gus for sure.
Yeah, Gus.
Gus is my favorite.
I will say probably my most hated one is, this is so random, but really Todd. He's just a pain in my side.
He's literally a psychopath.
Yeah.
Like he's not really feeling anything.
That's the thing is, like, he feels so kind of innocent.
Oh yeah, it's
just kind of like a teddy bear.
He's such a misnomer. You're like, oh, he's just like a guy, and he just kills a kid straight up. I'm like, whoa,
he's just a
what
guy.
are you doing?
I will say the cousins have always been terrifying to me.
Yeah.
Just because they don't talk, I think is the biggest thing.
The cousins are a lot for sure.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful about that.
They both die in Breaking Bad,
They do.
don't they?
Yeah. They got plot armor out the wazoo for Better Call Saul, but they do not make it in Breaking Bad.
Yeah. R.I.P. the Salamancas.
R.I.P.
But yeah, they were pretty bad. Lydia was never a scary villain.
Lydia was annoying to me.
Yes, me too. She was honestly probably my least favorite character.
Well, there wasn't a lot of likability. But like she was like the epitome of a corporate person that is just like doing their job and doing everything they can to not take any blame whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, hey girl, this is your thing.
Yeah.
Stop trying to blame everybody else.
I agree.
That's where I came from with that.
And then Jack's just a pain in my side.
Jack is a Nazi.
Yeah.
A literal Nazi.
And Tuco's insane.
Yeah, Tuco. I almost don't blame him because he's on meth. So,
yeah. Well, like, Tuco's scary because of how crazy he is. I never would have thought we'd have a Salamanca crazier than him.
Yeah.
Yet we get to Better Call Saul.
Dude.
We'll get there in a second.
We're getting there.
Any favorite moments that you want to shout out before we get to Better Call Saul?
In BB?
In Breaking Bad?
Let's see.
I think
the deaths are great.
I was going to say, obviously, the Hank death scene.
Yeah.
And that entire episode is one of the best episodes of Better Call Saul, in my opinion. I'd actually put that probably above the finale.
Yeah, no, the finale is great, but that's probably the highest. I believe that's the highest rated episode of all time on IMDb.
For Better Call Saul?
No, for
Breaking Bad. Sorry.
For everybody, for all TV.
Oh, really?
Like legitimately.
Wow.
It's at the very least in like the top 10. I know it's a very highly rated episode.
Yeah.
And they do that by ratio of how many and what the rating is.
An amazing episode.
Yeah. No, it's quite good.
Yeah. And the line, "You're the smartest guy I've ever."
Oh my gosh, that line.
Met. And you can't see that he made up his mind 10 minutes ago.
You're too stupid to see that he made up his mind 10 minutes ago. Then he's like, pull the trigger, and right at the end of the sentence, he just pulls it. And I'm like, yeah, that's fair. Also, there's respect there. It's like, hey, I'm just going to kill you. It's like, softly. It's just out of the way. Nice and clean.
It's like he's not going to reason with you, dude.
Yeah, 100%.
I think that was iconic. I think, man, I'm trying to think. I mean, obviously the scene where he blows up Tuco's office. I think that's one.
That's a cool one. I like when Walter reconciles with Skyler at the end, where he's like, "I did it for me. I liked it. I was good at it." And I'm like, "Oh."
Yes.
And which to me is like the completion of the arc of like him being like, "This is me. Yeah. This is who I am, and I don't really want to change." And I'm like, okay. I mean, not necessarily fair, but I respect it, kind of.
Yeah.
It sucks, but yeah, you do your thing.
I think Mike's death scene was one that hit me.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's it.
Because it felt so stupid that it was happening.
Oh yeah, it's clearly an emotional reaction from Walter.
Yeah.
But earned, you know. He
yeah,
wasn't just sitting there like, why is this happening? It's like, honestly, fair.
Obviously, the final moment with the gun in the back of
the little turret thing.
Yeah.
In the back of like the Cadillac.
Yeah.
I think it's Cadillac.
That and him giving Jesse the opportunity to kill him.
And he's like, do it yourself. And I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. I love that. But it's stuff like that where it's like there's so many moments and it's hard to pick one because I'm sitting
The
there
Gus
like,
death scene is one too.
Gus
Yeah.
death is up there for sure. But it's hard to pick because you're like, this is all a culmination of so many moments.
Yes.
It's just a beautifully done show, and it does not waste your time really at all. Like everything's very necessary for it all to wrap up.
I agree.
As it did.
I think we've mentioned all the most iconic ones.
Yeah, I'm sure
I'll
there's
probably
others.
think of another one.
If you have any others, drop it down in the comments. We'll probably agree with you.
Yeah. So moving on to Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that it needed to exist?
No, and then yes.
Okay. Is this like originally you thought it didn't need to
100%.
exist?
Oh,
Right
no.
now, do you feel it needs to exist?
I think needs a strong word.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it doesn't technically need to exist. I think that Breaking Bad is strong enough to stand on its own.
Yeah.
However, I do think it heavily enhances it.
Does the universe expand and benefit from it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I do not think that it was a bad call by any means.
It could have gone
It was
a
a
lot
better
worse. It was Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
Shit. All right.
I will say it was quite a builder for me because it takes so long
It
to
is.
get to the point where everything.
It's slower than Breaking Bad, which is definitely, it was already excruciating on Breaking Bad's part. But Better Call Saul takes its time very, very slowly. Which, like I said, I can definitely holistically respect it.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, man, if I was making the show, I'd make it faster. But I'm also like not the one that wrote Breaking Bad. So I'm I'm going to let them do their thing. And I'll do my thing over here.
My expectations for Better Call Saul were pretty high, and I feel like they met them.
Yeah. Which is like, it's a high bar
really
with Breaking Bad. I had no expectation going into it, real talk.
I wasn't skeptical going into it at all because I had heard so many.
Yeah. You had the reviews from me and other people.
Yeah. So it wasn't anything like that. I knew I'd like it, so I was just kind of going into it with that sort of.
This is probably going to be good.
Yeah, this is probably going to be good.
Yeah.
But I think it was a overall really good show. I will say, in the end, I do think that I like Breaking Bad better.
Sure. I think I have to agree with that too.
Yeah. But it is very, very solid.
Yeah.
Very, very solid. Again, I like it better than Stranger Things, and that says a lot if you know anything about me.
It is a high bar right there.
Do you think that Jimmy McGill is a better protagonist than Walter? I don't think so.
I think it's a light no, you know?
Yeah. I think both of them are different. I think both of them are very strong.
I'm assuming better you mean by like morally.
No,
or
just
just
written.
talking about just written?
Just written.
Okay, fair. I'd still go with Walter as a better one.
I think Walter is such a unique take on a protagonist that you don't see very often.
I agree.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
I do think that Jimmy is a very similar kind of thing. He's got a very similar thing going on.
Yeah.
Where it's like, overall, morally, he's a pretty bad guy.
Yes.
And he got what he deserved.
Yeah. It was a very lawfully correct way
Yeah.
to get what you deserve.
And I think that his writing was great as well. So, do you think he was more sympathetic than Walter?
Like, I guess heart-wise, instead of being self-serving, being selfless kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think, like, comparing him and Kim versus Walter and Skyler, the reconciliation at the very end for both of them.
Yeah.
Which one do you think was...
I think Walter was, at the very end, I'd say Walter was more sympathetic. Only because Mr. Jimmy, Mr. Saul Goodman, he didn't care. I think there's definitely a big part of him that came out semi for Kim. This is obviously just my perspective. When he just admits to everything. But I also think that was a ton of pride sitting there and be like, no, I want to be known for this. I want to be, this is my life's work. Like, why would I not own this fully? There's a lot of things that I pridefully can gain here, which obviously I disagree. he could have had just 7 years in prison, but he went for 73 or something like that. 86, a ton of years. Too many years. He's dying in that prison. And I'm just like, I think with Walter's apology, there's a full ownership of like, I'm sorry that I was not the husband that you needed, but I don't necessarily regret what I did because I became the person I've always wanted to become. A person that I respected, that is. Maybe not specifically a kingpin, but somebody I respected. And I think I respect that and appreciate that just a little bit more than what Jimmy did, which both were pretty self-sacrificing plays.
I think, to me, Walter probably did it more out of knowing he was going to die.
Yeah, well, that's why he did everything.
On dying. Yes, but I think that the apology was more so kind of like, I'm gonna just say it.
I'm just saying how it is.
So that at least I think it was kind of out of a pride thing too. Honestly, like I would rather this be my last thing said to you than.
Oh yeah. Than how he left things.
Anything else?
Yeah.
To me, I kind of felt like. Well, I think it is a lot more self-sacrificial where Jimmy left things with Kim.
Yeah.
Because she asked him to turn himself in.
Yeah.
And he knew what she meant by that was she felt like all these people deserved justice and he wasn't giving it to them. And he wanted to get it down because he knew he could, the amount of time he'd have to serve.
Yeah.
And he wanted her to hear that so that she would understand that he was going to make it to where he fully got everything that was coming his way.
100%. That's a fair point.
I think it was all for her. I do think you have a point with he wanted to be known for it, but at the same time, I don't know if he was necessarily proud to own all of it.
Yeah.
In the end. And the reason I say that is because of them chanting Better Call Saul on the bus and him not even smiling or smirking at it at all.
He smirked at it a little bit. It was very, very subtle, though, because I think there was a dichotomy of
I think it was
him thinking of who he's become, of like, these are my people, but I don't know if I would necessarily pick them if I had a choice.
Yeah.
But I think there was a dual mindset there.
I thought it was less pride and more, wow, here I am.
Sure, yeah.
This is ironic.
Shock, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. For all the people that got out of jail, now I'm here.
Yeah. I genuinely do think that he did that for Kim more than himself, though.
No, I agree with that. I think
if it was just about him, he would have taken the 7 years.
Sure. Yeah.
I genuinely believe that.
Well, I think he got both. He was like able to show that he's a great lawyer.
Yeah.
Like shockingly, or at least good enough to do that. And then also to be the person that Kim wanted him to be, he self-sacrificed, or at the very least owned everything, so that he could prove to her that he owned it.
Yeah.
He turned himself in, like actually, instead of just getting off scot-free.
Yeah. Which one do you think is more complex, Jimmy or Walter?
I think it's Jimmy.
I think so too.
I think that's why I like Better Call Saul a lot.
I'm weighing it out. I feel like Walter is pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
He wanted to be something successful. He wound up not being. And later in life, he had a midlife crisis when he realized he had cancer and wanted to have success in some way, and he found a way to get it. And I think that's as straightforward as it is.
And I think he just kept his head down during that time, and then he woke up and he was where he was at.
Yeah.
He just didn't realize how big the cost was until he was probably too deep when he realized.
Jimmy, his behaviors and tendencies have been rooted in him since he was a kid.
Oh my gosh.
It's funny because of I think of that one of the final scenes. I believe it's in the second to last episode where it's doing a flashback to when him and Walter are sharing the room, and he asks him the time machine question.
It's like, if you're asking about time machines, or if you're asking about regret, just ask about regret. And he's like, fine, regret, jeez.
Yeah. But then Jimmy talked about what he would do.
Yeah.
And Walter turned to him and he was like, man, so this is really you.
Like, you're just this.
This is all you are.
Yeah. Nothing has changed, especially the conversation he had with Mike on that journey at the Oasis.
Yeah.
Little water fuselage. I don't know if that's the right term, but big old pond of water. And he was like, what would you change? Or what would you want? It's like, I'd want to invest into Warren Buffett's fund. And he was like, money? That's it? And he was like, what else is there? And I'm like, jeez. Really, man? Like, nothing else? But, like, you know, it explains him. It explains all of his actions. It's like, he just wanted some kind of power. It's a pride thing.
Yeah, and that's what ends up getting him tipped off in the end, too, is he had the life. He had the time away. He didn't want to give up all the money he had to try again.
Yeah.
And start somewhere else after he was exposed. And his pride got the best of him, and once he lost everything and realized he had lost everything, he wanted to try and build back up his wealth again.
Yeah.
And that's what ended up being his demise, was his pride.
Couldn't just let it go. He was like, no, I need it.
What about Kim? I think she's an amazing character.
Kim is a very complex character as well.
Yes.
At the very least, a troubled, tragic character. Where you have the upbringing for her, which is only shown for so long.
Yeah.
Of her mom very much encouraging theft and any kind of illegal activities for self-gain. And then, of course, and I never got clarification on her story, but I'm assuming her putting herself through law school. And specifically with the help of HHM. And then, and I believe meeting Jimmy there. And then, of course, that tendency of her doing thievery things, you know, being very much supported by Jimmy, and they playing characters and, you know, ripping people off, and there'd be like a high that she'd get from that. And obviously, and this is obviously, we're past spoilers, but spoiler alert, when good old Howard dies, gets shot by Lalo, she just realizes, like, oh, this is so much worse than I realized. I did not realize I could affect reality like this. I didn't mean for this to happen. I don't want this. And the fact that Saul's okay with this is not okay with me. I need to leave. Yeah. Which to me is like, she is like the carbon copy of Jimmy, except smarter. And making sure that, of like, if Jimmy had said no, what would that look like? And I believe that's kind of like her character arc as well. A mere parallel line that strays away and is like, hey, what if I like just stopped? Would my life get better? And it's like,
and it arguably did. It was very bland.
It became normal.
Boring.
She normalized it, and I think she understood that if she delved into her bad tendencies, especially being with Saul Goodman, specifically Jimmy McGill, it wouldn't really end well for her. It could be fun, but for how long, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what she, I believe, realized, and that's why she left.
I think one of the best scenes of all of Better Call Saul is her breaking up with him.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's a great scene.
And her talking about how, like, it's not...
It's a full ownership scene, too.
Yeah, it's not, I'm bad for you, it's not that you're bad for me, it's that we both suck.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah.
And it's not that we can be friends. It's not that there is some sort of scenario where this works. It's when we come together, we bring out the worst in each other.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And
it's great, but it's also only great for us.
Yeah.
Everybody else gets hurt.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing. It's a big thing to realize.
I think you see that kind of shown with smoking throughout the series as well. Because Kim doesn't really, but she does with Jimmy.
Yeah. I'm sure that's some kind of metaphor that they wrote in.
Yeah.
Just to be like a visual representation
and
of like...
That was one of the last things that was shown too in the entire series was them smoking together.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Which is like both of us making this not good decision
exactly
together.
It's tough
for the last time.
It's a tough reality to understand.
Yeah.
Not fun.
But I think she was a very, very well written character. I had no clue how important she would be to this series.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me at all when we were watching Plurbus how important she was in Better Call Saul. You didn't even tell me she was in Better Call Saul.
No.
But she was from episode 1 of Better Call Saul till the very last episode of Better Call Saul. And I was kind of waiting for her to fade out eventually.
Yeah.
And she never did. She stayed through to the very end. And I thought that it was well deserved. I thought she was an amazing character. I think it made sense why we didn't see her in Breaking Bad as well, which again is just great writing.
Yes. Yes.
But
made it very clear that there's no reason for her to be there.
Yeah.
At least not for long.
Want to talk about Chuck?
Oh my gosh. I think that is a severely misunderstood character.
I believe so as well.
So many. It's kind of like Skyler, but in my opinion, even more so. A lot of people, dog on Chuck for dogging on Jimmy. Yeah. But if you look at specifically, I'm thinking about the flashbacks. Yeah. And clearly showing that Jimmy has a little bit of a tendency to be a theft. Yeah. Be scamming other people. A slippin' Jimmy. That's the term that they used. And I legitimately believe that Chuck really wanted to help. And he also really loved the law to the point where he was like, even if my own family breaks the law, I'm still going to make sure that justice is served. Which is like tough. He's kind of a rat in that sense, and not everybody likes that kind of character. But I also respect it a lot because it's like, if I had a sibling like that doing that all the time, I became a lawyer. Honestly, I'd be as pissed as him. Yeah. I'd be like, this is you. Like, I'm sorry, you've not changed at all, and you're just trying to become a lawyer. And it says the metaphor of like, it's like giving a gun to a monkey. It's like, come on, man. Like at a certain point, what are we doing? Yeah. And so I really do side with him in a lot of ways of his perspective. And I think because we never grew up with Jimmy and we never really got to truly feel what it was like to see him literally steal from their dad and then, of course, do his other thievery things and then becoming a lawyer, I'm sure it was not exactly the greatest news for Chuck.
Yeah, and because he was always there to pick him back up off his feet.
Exactly.
And be his lawyer.
Yeah.
As well.
It's a whole thing. And clearly
he felt his name attached to him. He was afraid to vouch for him.
Yeah.
Because he knew what he was like and he didn't want to
didn't want to egg it on.
Well, he didn't want it to fall back on him.
Exactly.
And I think that's complex too, because ultimately it was very selfish of Chuck.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it makes sense why it felt right to him.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And yeah, I think his condition was shown. It's one of the best portrayals I've seen of mental illness.
Yeah.
In a TV show, in a way that you could understand something that you've never felt before.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
The way you could tell what he was feeling in his head, the stinging sounds, the bright lights,
the montage, the overstimulation, everything.
Yeah, the piece going inside.
Oh, it gets you.
Yeah.
Oh, it gets you.
And it hurts knowing that it was all in his head too.
Yeah, that's pretty.
I hate that. It makes me mad that Jimmy would prey on people's
weaknesses.
Yeah, their weaknesses.
Well, that's all he could do. That's how skilled he was. He was like, I can only get you when you're down.
Yeah,
which is like so sad.
Yeah.
That's not a good move.
Howard too, because ultimately Howard was he was a great guy.
Yes, Howard.
And he really did care for Jimmy.
Yeah.
And he really did want to give Jimmy a shot, and he never did anything wrong to him.
No.
Ever.
Not really.
Which, it's so sad that Jimmy projected so much on him to the point where he ruined his life and then made him and dead and completely tainted his image
Yeah.
to everybody who's ever known him, even though he was an amazing guy.
Yeah.
Which it's just really sad. That hurts a lot to see that. But yeah, with Chuck, his death was really tragic.
Yeah.
That hurts seeing him relapse so crazily and so quickly.
Yeah.
And I think they portrayed that very well. Cinegraphically, visually. Yeah.
Don't need to overcomplicate that.
Sorry. I think they did a great job.
Yeah.
With the cinematography.
Yeah. Quite good.
Do you believe that the only reason Jimmy created Saul was because of Chuck?
Yeah. I think it almost like was a self some kind of prophecy. I'm forgetting the specific term, but like a self-fulfilling prophecy, I believe, where it's like, although he seemed like he didn't want to become the person that Chuck was describing him as, he totally did.
Yeah.
And he just desperately didn't want to be associated with Chuck's name. And Chuck himself, he wanted to become his own man. He didn't want to be under the shadow. This is my perspective, by the way. And he was just like, you know what, screw it. I'll do Saul Goodman.
Yeah.
I like that guy. Like, I believe he fights for the little guy because he was a little guy. And it's like, he tries to make it high and mighty, when in reality, of course, it's a family scar, specifically his brother, and his name clearly very much linked to, the law and having a better rap sheet than him. So it's just one of those things that it's sad, but it's like, it's the same thing with Walter White becoming that Heisenberg, where there's just such sacrifice to the point where you're like, oh, this is inevitable. You can't stop this. He has to become this, for one thing, just canonically, but just two, all the dominoes setting, it's like, this is just who he is, and he's becoming so much worse.
I think one of the scenes that I was like, oh, the most was when Jimmy had his hearing to try and become a lawyer again.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And
that was great.
Yeah, where he put on the face and talked about Chuck.
The appeal.
Yes. And
because the first time.
The first time
The first time I loved, because it was one of those times where the writers did not just give it to him.
Yeah.
They were like, it didn't feel genuine. I'm like, dude, that would totally happen.
Yeah.
Because it's being a lawyer, I'm sure that would happen. And then going into that hearing, like you're talking about, that appeal.
Yeah.
Pretty intense.
So he was pissed off, but you could tell that, because it panned to Kim, you could tell Kim bought it.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And then
she was like, oh, he's being real.
And then they got out of the room, and Jimmy immediately goes to change his name.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Immediately from there, and Kim, you can just see the realization on her face of
who he is.
Oh, that wasn't real?
Yeah.
I can't tell when you're lying.
He was like, dude, I just didn't know what I was doing at first, but then I stuck with the Chuck stuff, and like, then I just
that
took
seemed to make them cry.
And I was really getting there. There was like tears, like I was getting from them. That was crazy. And I'm just sitting there like, oh my gosh,
what is wrong with you?
You are the worst person I've ever seen. Manipulator 2.0. What is happening right now?
Man.
Not a fun realization on the audience side, and definitely not for Kim.
Yes. Best new characters. I will say my favorite, I believe, was Nacho.
Nacho! Love Nacho.
He was a great character. His death was one of the most iconic deaths in Better Call Saul.
Oh, it was great.
If not the most.
So earned. It was so awesome.
So earned. I loved how he died with pride.
Oh my gosh.
That was amazing. He deserved that.
Yeah.
Wallow. what we think of Lalo. He's a crazy maniac. He scares me more than Tuco. I didn't think that was possible.
Lalo is so beautifully played. I don't know the
Yes.
actor's name, but he did an amazing job.
Yeah, mustache man.
Mustache man. He's such a cool guy.
Let me ask,
And
do
also
you
terrifying.
think between Lalo and Gus, which one do you think is the better villain? I lean Gus.
I think
He comes out on top.
Gus
And-
knows how to control his emotions.
Yeah.
And knows how to wait. And Lalo, although very smart and can also wait too, he will go with the big moves, as all Salamancas clearly do. And
Yeah.
I definitely think there's just a heavy respect I give to Gus's character. That I'm like, yeah, no, if anybody's gonna win, it's gonna be Gus.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, in anything, and it shows literally in their scene where Gus kills Lalo. But even then, it's like Gus was thinking. It was a feeling. It was like obviously a guess on his end that Lalo was gonna be there, but he was like, nah, I think I know this guy. I think I know where he's gonna be. Which I think is just like, I don't know, smart. I like it.
Yeah. Any other specific things you want to bring up with this?
I can't think of anything.
Just this series in general? I think that the,
We didn't talk about El Camino, for the record.
about what?
El Camino?
Oh, no, I was talking about Better Call
Oh,
Saul.
okay, sorry. I thought you were talking about...
I was going to do
The episode.
comparing Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, but I was
Okay.
just asking if you have anything
Fair
else to
point.
add about
No, I
Better Call
think...
Saul. I was going to say I did really enjoy the fleshing out of the Salamanca versus Gustavo kind of beef
Yeah.
that's been going on, because
Yeah.
that context was really cool to have that going into there. I
Yes.
also want to give a shout out to my guy, Mike.
Mike,
Um,
what's up?
It was great to have more context for him and his story in Better Call Saul. He is my favorite character of both of the TV series.
Yeah.
He just is a very well-rounded character. Makes,
It's amazing.
yeah, he's
Quite
just
cool.
a great guy.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Overall, he's good at what he does, and he's straight as an arrow.
Yeah.
And I love him for it.
But also very crooked.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
No, I just think it's just a really well done show.
I agree.
I think probably one thing that I do think about, and it's probably the hottest take I can give. I don't know if you're going to agree with this,
Okay.
but with specifically the actor that plays Saul Goodman, I don't know if I like him as an actor. And that might be the
Bob
point.
Odenkirk?
Yes. I don't think I've seen him in actually anything else. So I really can't tell if this is just the way that he acts. However, his vernacular, specifically his tonality and how he delivers dialogue and how he acts, it's really hard for the moments that I need him to be dramatic and act.
I
For-
think he's a great character.
For me, character is great. That's not
I
an
think
issue.
that the actor, that Bob Odenkirk did
Yeah.
a great job with him. I believe that the character of Saul Goodman in general, I think he has a hard time processing hard emotions.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
think even if it is just something with Bob Odenkirk, him having a hard time acting hard emotions, I do think that it
It plays to his character.
plays very well to
Yeah.
the character.
Which is
of
where I
Jimmy
kind of go
McGill.
to too, you know?
So
I get split for this,
Yeah.
for the record.
it may be just something that Bob Odenkirk is doing specifically because it's Jimmy.
That's what I'm saying.
So
It's
I
like,
don't really know.
I might just be stupid, and he's actually making a decision that's actually really so over my head that I'm like, I don't believe you. And he's like, yeah, that's the point.
Yeah. That's the whole point.
He's a fraud. He's a con man. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So I might just be losing my mind here, but there were moments in the show where I was like, man, I really wish you were genuine.
Yeah.
Which might be the point. Like, I real talk, I'll leave my words on that one.
Yeah. But overall,
It's a great show.
between Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad,
Yeah.
which one do you think had better writing overall?
I think subtly, I go Better Call Saul.
I think so too.
But if I go spectacle, I go Breaking Bad.
I think because I'm sure Gilligan had confidence that he could do it for a long period of time.
Yeah.
And so he mentally had more of an outline going into Better Call Saul than it did with Breaking Bad.
I 100% agree.
Whereas Breaking Bad was just kind of throwing a dart at a board and seeing if it worked.
It really was a roll of the dice all the time. And it works beautifully.
Yes. Which show had better characters?
I think as far as depth goes, I still go with Better Call Saul.
Really?
But like by a hair. We're talking like very close.
I think so too.
I think of like the depth that they gave to Gus, which I already thought he already had a lot of depth, but he got more of that. He had Nacho with a great character, Mike getting more depth.
I agree. I think
Jimmy, of course.
The backstory they give to a ton of characters was very helpful. It wasn't something you got so much with Breaking Bad. It felt surface. You got to understand these characters, but Better Call Saul felt a lot more deep.
Yes.
What about tension?
Oh, Breaking Bad for sure.
I think so too.
Although there are definitely great points of tension in Better Call Saul.
Yes.
I think Breaking Bad, it's unbeatable in that sense, just because of spectacle and what actually happens.
Yeah.
It's really hard to beat that.
The only time I teared up in Better Call Saul was when I saw Hank get going.
Yeah. I'll never forget that moment. I looked over at her and she was like,
I was like, shut up, it's not them. It's them.
Because they do that dramatic, without any music, but just like dramatic like shots of like, and then you start to hear the dialogue, and then they're walking in, and then you see their faces with the little ID badge. Like he was like, hey sweetheart. And I'm like, oh, it's the boys.
It's so good. They did so good.
Yeah.
But that was the only thing that made me emotional, and it made me realize how much I love Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
But with Breaking Bad, there were several parts where I'd get emotional, teary-eyed.
Oh my gosh, yeah. How could you not?
And that helps me tell which one has better tension
Yeah.
and pulls my emotions better.
Breaking Bad just got high highs and low lows, you know.
Yes.
It's just a little bit more dynamic.
Best finale.
I think I have to go with Breaking Bad.
Me too.
But like
100%.
still love what Better Call Saul did with the finale, I think.
Yeah, I loved what they did, but it didn't feel as high stakes as Breaking Bad did.
I don't think
there was
it
no
could have
part
been,
where
you
I was
know?
like sitting on the edge of my seat.
It's like, what's gonna happen now?
Yeah.
It was more like quips of like, oh, that's really funny. Oh, wow, that's crazy. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
To 7 years, that's crazy. It's
Yeah.
like way more methodical and logical versus the wow factor of like, brother got shot.
Yeah.
All these Nazis got shot. That's crazy.
Greta died.
Yeah, brother died hard.
And then cinematography.
Yeah.
I think Better Call Saul has better cinematography.
I like it personally because I usually gear towards, and it's not for everything, for the record, it's not a grain of salt, but I usually like a digital look more than a film look when done right at its best, because of dynamic range and what you can do with digital. And Better Call Saul was digitally shot, and Breaking Bad was shot on film, and that's for a plethora of reasons. But I like the cleanliness of Better Call Saul, and I just think there's just a lot more thought and intention with the shots, especially since there's not a lot to shoot with Better Call Saul, so I respect it more, because I think Breaking Bad, it's kind of hard to screw it up sometimes. Like, you got a building exploding. It's like at a certain point, the shot's just going to look cool no matter what you do. And so I think there's a lot more creativity, and I think that was necessary for the show itself, for Better Call Saul.
Yeah. There were also a lot of parts where I was like, that looks really cool with Better Call Saul, and there were a lot of parts of Breaking Bad that I was like, why are you doing this?
What is this?
Yeah.
I don't like this.
So
Not a fan.
that was Breaking Bad. Better Call Saul.
Both of them.
El Camino.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Big
Did you
fan.
believe this was a necessary or unnecessary?
I was
addition?
probably most against this more than Better Call Saul, shockingly. Because it was one of those times where I'm like, once you end it. Like, please don't open up a can of worms that you might screw it up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so it's, one of those fears of like, I don't know if Vince Gilligan, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. But very awesome to see Jesse's true final chapter, which is honestly, I didn't realize how much I really did want to see it. But I knew I only wanted to see it if it was done right, and I believe it was done very well.
It was so good.
Yeah.
I
couldn't really go wrong with
didn't
that.
believe it was necessary. But
no, right? It's that
it's not necessary.
Neither of these are necessary.
Breaking Bad was standalone, great on its own. However, I think it enhanced it so much.
Oh my gosh, yes. It's also something you can kind of look forward to.
Jesse is such a lovable character. And
he can be loving, but
yes.
way more lovable than
But we see kind of where everybody ends up except for him.
Yeah.
And so it was really nice that you're able to... It's just focused on him. It's not flipping back and forth between characters.
No.
It's like basically a long Jesse episode.
100%. 100%.
And that's all it is.
Which I holistically appreciate more than anything else.
Yes. When it revealed that he was going to Alaska.
Yeah.
And it like flashed back to his conversation with Mike. I just like looked over at Atlas and just started sobbing.
Just tears.
I was like, no.
Just tears seeping out. And I was like, yeah.
But if anybody deserved a happy ending out of everybody in this franchise, it was no question Jesse. Even though he's a felon.
Yeah. He's a criminal, verifiably so. He broke a lot of laws many times.
Yes.
But I think to your point, he earned it through the pain that he had to go through to get where he got.
Yes. And he
lost a lot.
And ultimately his heart was always good.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
I agree. I think there's just a purity of like, I honestly just was hoping for a simpler life than this, but this is what I knew how to do, and I made it work, and which is like honestly so sad.
Yeah. Favorite moments. I thought it was great that he his friends, we got to see them again.
That was a great time. I love that. That was like, which it made sense. They're very loyal guys, and they're like, hey, this is what it is. How can I help?
They are well-written characters, and I love them to bits and pieces.
And well acted, too. Like, all the actors from Breaking Bad, like, truly, whoever casted all of them, man.
The only criticism I have for both Breaking Bad, the last bit of Breaking Bad, and El Camino is that because they filmed it so far after
I know
Breaking Bad, you can tell they're all a little bit older.
You can feel it.
You can feel
which kind of sucks. Thankfully for Better Call Saul, when they go to Walter White, it's not that different.
No, it's like nothing's changed.
No, he's the same. But, Jesse, as an Aaron Paul, getting a few pounds, aging is aging.
He doesn't have his Jessiness to it.
No, it's just
the youth.
The youth of being 25.
Yeah.
That's I can tell you, I'm sure it goes away. And you can't really fake that unless you just put a lot of money into CGI, which I don't believe they did. And I appreciated them just being true to be like almost with like an unspoken like, we get it. Years have passed. To just ignore this, ignore the creases that have appeared on Jesse's face that is not very youthful anymore.
Yeah.
And for the other guys as well. But other than that, you can kind of, I believe you can get through it pretty easily.
Yeah. So overall,
but I think to answer the question of favorite scene, or one of the favorite moments, I believe the duel that he had with that guy to get his money to get to Alaska.
Oh yeah.
When he went to that truck yard.
Yeah.
That was pretty sick.
Yeah.
And also the backstory given for that welder of why he's going to him specifically was super powerful. And made me feel even worse for Jesse, which I didn't know was possible.
Yeah.
But, here we are.
The context.
The context was very helpful to just understand the character even more.
Yes, I agree.
But yeah.
Very, very well done movie.
Very, very well done.
Overall, with all three.
Yeah.
Any of your favorite moments you want to shout out? Any highlights?
Well, I can tell you what I didn't like.
Okay, go for it.
Breaking Bad's bottle episode, specifically the one about the fly mosquito. Hated that episode.
That was the worst episode of all of it.
Oh my gosh,
Terrible.
If I could rip it out of existence, I would. I'm not kidding. It's one of those episodes that if I ever do rewatch it from time to time, I skip it. It's kind of like The Office with, I think it's like Michael Scott's Tots. I think that's what it's called. Remember that?
Yes.
Where he promised college education tuition to these underprivileged kids, and
when they were in like elementary school, thinking he'd
He'd
have a
become
bunch of
millionaire
money by the time
be able to do it.
they were,
No.
that did not happen.
One of the cringiest, it's
The
a whole
only thing he could get them was computer batteries.
which is, I've never cringed so hard, so much in pain by just watching a show that had nothing to do with like physical pain, just like social garbage. And I'm just like, nope, I'm good, I'm out.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel that, it's not the cringiness, just like a, ugh, why are we here kind of thing. It's like, this is too much.
Yeah.
you're taking your time, Vince Gilligan, but you're taking too much time right now.
Agreed.
Let's skip this one real quick.
Agreed.
But other than that, like, the fact that that's like one of the only things that I think about as far as like bad things for the plethora of episodes plus the movie. I mean, I give praise heavy to Vince Gilligan, the crew around him to create this stuff, and the actors that embody these characters. It is very hard to deny the feat that he has accomplished as a writer and a producer and a director.
Yeah.
It's just really awesome to see. It's hard to do. So,
I agree.
Well done. Very much looking forward to Pluribus Season 2.
Yes.
Very much looking forward to that.
You got any hot takes?
Well, I definitely think Gus should have killed Walter, almost immediately.
Yeah.
Just get him off the market, or just study his, or even more so, maybe not kill him immediately, but like study his formula, because, I mean, it's a formula, of meth, and then just kill him. I don't know, like, he clearly is not averse to killing, so I don't know why he didn't kill him. I really don't honestly get that.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact reasoning. For story-wise, I'm glad he didn't, but like logically-wise, if I was Gus, I'd snap that boy 10 ways to Sunday,
Yeah. I think mine, which I don't know if this is really a hot take, but I think the true protagonist overall is Jesse.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah. He's definitely serves as the audience more than Walter ever did.
Yeah.
Which is what usually people...
and he has connections to all of the anchor characters as well.
Yeah. I agree.
So, yeah. Rapid fire questions, and then we can wrap this up.
Close this out.
Yeah. Most underrated character. Overall.
I think I gotta go with Nacho.
I think so too.
I don't know how people rate usually character. I don't think a lot of people talk about Nacho.
I don't think so either. He's a great character. The fact that he has to bend for not only the Salamancas but also for Gus.
Yeah.
He's in such a tough position, and he is a fighter.
Yeah.
He is smart.
Yeah.
He gets himself out of bad situations.
Yeah.
He has a heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
He cares for his family.
Yeah.
He's overall, I think, a good guy. He's just kind of caught up with some bad people.
He's a great guy, but
really get out of it.
Yeah. He just didn't want to do what his dad did.
Yeah.
He wanted to make money, obviously.
Yeah.
And then, well, he was there and got killed, unfortunately. But it's a great character of, like, the dichotomy of, like, when you're in this position making hundreds of thousands, probably, if not millions, what do you do?
Yeah.
Especially if your family's at risk. Like, do you threaten their life for your own gain, or what do you do? And I think that's a great question that is answered. He's like, no, I want to save my family. I want to save my dad, which is really cool.
What's your most overrated character? I think Hank for me.
I think Hank is a fair point.
Because of just how much everybody
people
seems
adore
to praise
him for no reason, in my opinion.
I love him. He's a great character.
Yeah.
But I think people put him on a pedestal that I don't understand how he got there.
Yeah, he's a cool character, and like I said, he's got a great heart. There's a ton of redeemable factors to him. He's also kind of a prick,
Yeah.
So it's like, I think to go out of your way to be like, well, he was such a good guy. He was like, he was a prick to his wife when he, was paralyzed and had to find a way back to walking normally again with minerals and everything. I'm just like, real talk, like, he could have been nicer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm sure it's a hard thing. It's not something I've ever experienced, but it's like stuff like that where I'm like, clearly he's a little bit selfish. He's not exactly the most blameless person here. Not the worst person by any means, but definitely could be knocked down a few pegs.
Yeah.
If you will.
Most shocking death.
I think Gus is a shocking one. because you're just like, how did he miss this? But it also totally makes sense that he missed it.
It's also him walking out, and you think he made it out alive.
Oh, 1000%.
And then the camera pans.
And its whole half is just gone.
Yes.
You're like, oh.
I think maybe Nacho, because of the nature of his death. It wasn't necessarily shocking that he died, but it was shocking that he was able to somehow get the gun. Nobody knew that was going to happen. 100%. That was something he came up with on his own. 100%. So maybe that one.
Yeah. I think that's a really cool one. I think it's gonna be it's a minor one, but Tuco's guy that says like when it's in the earlier season 2 of Breaking Bad, where Tuco's guy is like, remember who your boss is, remember who you're working for, I believe is what he said.
Yeah, and then he just beats him up.
And he's like, he kills him.
Yeah, he beats him up so bad that he dies.
He puts him under the car, I believe, with that big guy. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. So as far as shocking, that's kind of where I go to.
Yeah,
not the most major one.
That was very shocking. For sure.
That was one of those times where I was like,
that was one of the first times that
it's different.
Jesse and Walter realized how insane the people they were.
Yes.
Dealing with was.
Also Walter killing the guy with the bike lock over it on his neck.
Yes.
That was
crazy.
Also very shocking, especially very pivotal for Walter's character.
Yes.
One of them, we're not turning back actions. And
yep.
I'm just like, yep, well, okay.
Best acting performance.
Man, I think Jesse does a great job. Specifically Aaron Paul. I love the emotion that he gives. Mike does also a great job.
I think Mike is... I've seen that actor in interviews, and he is a completely different person.
Oh, he's such a teddy bear. He's such a teddy bear.
So I would say that's probably best acting for me, and he's the most consistent.
Left turn for sure.
Throughout all of the...
I agree.
The franchise.
It's so immaculately acted. I think my knee-jerk is Bryan Cranston. Not to be basic, but like he does an amazing job. But I do love the emotion that Aaron Paul gives to Jesse.
Best season from either?
I mean, I go with last season on Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Whenever the trial of him and Chuck, and him proving that Chuck is a mentally disabled person, I like that season a lot.
Yes.
With the printer and everything.
I agree.
I think I don't know which one that is. I'm assuming that's maybe third to last.
Yes.
But, so... the third. I'm assuming
most stressful scene.
Oh man, I feel like there's a couple that come to mind, and I'd probably have to lean on you for your memory.
I think of the first one that came to my mind was when they had that school assembly after the death in the with the planes.
Oh yeah.
And Walter's talking, and I'm like, shut up, don't stop. Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
That was the most stressful scene for me.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna give it 3. Okay. So there's one in Breaking Bad with Skyler singing to Ted. I hate that. Every part of that I try to skip every time. Number 2, I go with the oil that Nacho gets into to hide from the brothers.
Yes.
The cousins.
Yes.
And the third one is also from Breaking Bad, where Walter goes to where the drop-off is for the guy that's going to take the hit to go into jail for his crimes. I forget, Jimmy Jail, I forget what his name is. But Walter goes... because they're at the wrong bench, he has to go and distract Hank during this time.
Yes.
And it's like, hey, how you doing? I just saw you. And he's like, hey, you gotta go. And I'm just sitting there like, oh my gosh, how in the world are you not connecting this now?
Yeah.
But it's like, still such a far-fetched idea at that point for Hank.
Yes.
And I'm just like, that's fair. But definitely one of those stressful scenes. And I'm sure there's others that I just can't think of right now.
Yeah.
But those are pretty stressful for me.
Character you'd least want to meet?
Tuco or Lalo is probably another one too.
I think probably
any Salamanca. any Salamanca.
Any Salamanca except for Hector.
Hector,
he can't do anything.
As long as he's
push him off a cliff.
I was gonna say, as long as he's crippled, I got him.
Yeah.
I'm set. Wouldn't want to,
And last one, most heartbreaking moment.
Ooh. Oh, then I know what yours probably is, and I'm gonna have to agree. It was Mike. It was Mike being shot.
Mike's death. I agree.
Because it was so, like you said before, just not fun. It didn't feel earned, but it also definitely felt earned. It was just such a last minute whim. There wasn't a plan to it.
Yeah.
It was like so underwhelming for such a great character.
I agree. It was hurtful because he had it all planned out.
Oh my gosh,
and he lost everything, and he had been working ultimately for a good reason. He wanted to provide for his family since his son wasn't able to anymore, and he felt like he failed his son as a dad.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And he took the blame for his son dying.
Yes.
So he ultimately wanted to provide for his son's family since he couldn't anymore, and he did it the only way he knew he could, the best way that he knew he could to make the most money, and he lost all of it and died.
All of it.
And so he couldn't even be there for them, which is... It's just tragic.
Oh, it's
sad.
Straight tragedy. It's Shakespearean.
So sad.
It's really sad.
So, overall, thoughts of this universe? Closing it out.
It's an awesome universe.
It's great.
I'm glad they're not making any more, personally. I like that it's just this. But for what you get, I think you get a lot.
I'm trying to think, like, if they did a spin-off, like, what would... I think I'd maybe like to have more of Gus's background story.
I agree. I think you could do a pre Breaking
How
Bad.
did he get into this? And I'd want to see his relationship with his friend Max.
Yes. Yeah.
What that was. I think that's one of the stories we didn't get a lot of context on. But that's the only one, maybe.
Yeah, and that's such a hard maybe,
Yeah, it's such a unnecessary.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the Max episode in Better Call Saul, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, you were like, is that ever going to happen?
Really,
I was like, nope.
It really could be a movie too.
Totally could. Totally could.
So,
Gus.
Anyway. Gus.
Gus Fring.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's
one of the best franchises.
Truly.
Really.
It's small, but it's sweet, and it's great.
And it's most of the time when I've seen spin-offs happen, I've been very underwhelmed, and I think that this was one of the best executed spin-offs I've ever seen. I agree. In my entire life. It is
so hard to beat.
Yeah.
Kind of incomparable, I'd say.
Yeah.
But that's that. Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad, El Camino. All the things.
Yes.
Vince Gilligan, and once, we'll probably do like some Pluribus stuff eventually, but
we'll probably talk about Pluribus when season 2 comes out, I assume.
I want season 2 to come out, but that's going to be unfortunately a couple years.
Yeah. We'll talk about it when the next 21 Pilots album comes out.
Honestly, at that point, yeah.
Yeah. I'll come out around then.
But yeah, we love y'all. Thank you for listening to our little rant. But until next time, peace.
Bye.